Giant Gonzalez. He was a giant among Gonzaleses. Made all the other Gonzaleses look tiny. He was so big as a Gonzalez, they called him Giant Gonzalez. That's all you need to know. Okay, we're really going to get into this. Giant Gonzalez was born in Argentina, and he suffered from gigantism, which a tumor on some gland that makes you grow giant, and will eventually cause health issues later in life if you don't get taken care of, like it did with Andre the Giant. And someone saw him and decided to put him on a basketball team. Now, the problem was, he really wasn't very athletic. But the basketball team won the championship that year. So they saw him and they put him on the first basketball team of Argentina. And they won that year. Possibly because Giant Gonzalez was 7'6". And he could just reach up and go, boom, I don't want your basketball here. So then the Atlanta Hawks drafted him because he was really, really tall. If you're really, really tall, you can almost certainly get a job in basketball. But he was kept out the first season due to a knee injury. Well, Ted Turner, who owned all of Atlanta at one point, bought in a penny auction for a quarter, decided to make Giant Gonzalez a wrestler. And he debuted as El Gigante. And then he wrestled in some big matches in WCW, including fighting Ric Flair for the world title. The problem once again was he wasn't very athletic. So these were not 5-star matches. They were 7-star matches. No, they weren't 7-star matches either. So he wrestled for 2 years for WCW. And then his contract was up and he was let go. So then Vince McMahon, who has dreams at night of big men and wakes up wet, decided to sign El Gigante and renamed him Giant Gonzalez. But the problem was, he also wasn't very muscular. He was built like a basketball player. Tall, lean, not particularly super muscular. So Vince McMahon had a solution to this. He was going to put him in an airbrushed muscle suit, like they did with Ultimate Warrior at one point, and tape hair to various parts of it, and call him Giant Gonzalez, which made him look silly. And they put him up against Harvey, and it made his manager Harvey Wippleman because he also could deliver a decent wrestling promo. And they put him in a feud with The Undertaker for WrestleMania. Now, this was an Undertaker win, and Undertaker wrestled an interesting match in this match because it was someone who was noticeably bigger than him. But Undertaker won due to disqualification because Gonzalez used chloroform to knock Undertaker out, which I have to say was really a shame because this match deserved an ending. They later wrestled again at SummerSlam, and Undertaker beat Giant Gonzalez. There was going to be, at one point, a feud between Gonzalez and Hogan. And I have to say, I really want to see that match because it would probably be the worst worked match in the history of the business. But anyways, Giant Gonzalez went on to wrestle a few more matches before his contract came up and he was let go. Because he was not athletic at all. Even Undertaker said, "We did our best with that match, but when you're working with a guy who has nothing, who can do nothing, your hands are kind of tied." Um, Jack Gonzalez then went on to wrestle in Japan as El Gigante, which I'm surprised the Japanese people actually dealt with him, but they like giants, so that's probably how he got a job in Japan. Um, Before WCW thought about hiring him back as the Mummy, Kevin Sullivan was going to bring him back as the Mummy, but Jack Gonzalez had health issues with his kidneys and was forced back to Argentina. So, so Kevin Sullivan put Ryan Reese in the Mummy suit, and he tried to dump the Hulkamania out of Hulk Hogan. But little did he know, women tried to do that all throughout the 80s and 90s, and you just can't hump Hulkamania out of Hulk Hogan. So, Giant Gonzalez then had trouble with his kidneys, thanks to his type 1 diabetes, and spent the rest of his years in Argentina. Harvey Whippleman would send him money to get by. The Argentine basketball team would do charity fundraisers for him, and they would also get people to donate clothes and people to donate home goods and stuff like that, until he got really bad and he died in, I believe it was 2010, at the age of 44 from the bad kidneys. Apparently, he was a nice guy, but he was just not a very good wrestler. And that is the story of Giant Gonzalez. Join me later in the week where we will be looking at the movie Werewolf of London. Universal's one of the first Universal werewolf movies. That is a talkie, but it's in black and white.